It is me, I, she, her. It's the caramel. Good morning, Car Chronicles. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. We are in Car Chronicles. Good morning, Melody McFadden. I see you guys are out and about and ready to go. Thank you guys for being here for the Caramel Rell show. That did rhyme, didn't it? We are out. Good morning, Sway, Linda Gamble. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Miss Bridget, baby. Okay. Marva, good morning. Etha, Dear Retalk, Francine Wayne, Sexy Mama, okay. I see y'all coming in. Good morning. I see y'all for Car Chronicles. I hope you guys got off to a great start this morning. Got your coffee, got your breakfast. Unima, Bowen, Valerie, Owens, Denise. Y'all know I didn't have my glasses on. Kahunko, Tawana West, Claudia, CC Star. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Oh, we are out, honey. It is raining today. I would much rather be in my bed, chilling, listening to this rain. This is the best day to be home and not going to work or anywhere. Just kick back, laying in the bed, snuggled up with this rain coming down, honey. Yes, I live for a rainy, stormy day. Yes, I do. I am going to be working half a day today, praise the Lord, so I can come home and take my son trick-or-treating, honey. He feels good. He's ready to go. He's been talking my ear off about going trick-or-treating, so I said, I know he's feeling better, honey, if he's ready to be out here in these streets. So we gonna make that thing happen, honey. We're gonna put this little costume on and let him go on out there, honey, and get his candy. I hope you guys be safe. For those of you who are also going to be out, I did want to bring up a topic that I ran across since we're talking about Halloween. Good morning, everyone. Now, there was a huge fentanyl bust here in the U.S., honey. I saw on the news. All right, if y'all guys know what fentanyl is, it's a very dangerous drug. Yeah, and it was in the form of, y'all remember the candies, the sweet tarts. It's a hard type of candy. They're different colors, like pink, green, purple. They're different colors, you know, for the sweet tarts. So whoever these people are that they bust with this huge fentanyl bust, they was trying to hide the drug fentanyl in this candy that looks like sweet tarts. All right, so they're saying that definitely be careful taking your kids out trick-or-treating, because that particular candy could be given out as a trick-or-treat piece of candy. Okay, let me say it that way. So y'all definitely, those of you who are taking your kids out trick-or-treating, definitely monitor, watch. I don't usually take my son anywhere to get candy from people who we don't know like that, because people are so crazy. Okay, take them in a neighborhood where we know people, you know, and yeah, who I know that will not be on that type of BS, because people are mean and crazy nowadays. You just never ever know when a person or what a person will do. Okay, so yes, definitely be careful. Like I said, there has been a huge fentanyl bust here in the U.S. And they've been hiding the drug in the form of this candy that looks like sweet tarts. Okay, so yeah, if your kids get some sweet tarts, throw them bitches out, because ain't nobody got time for that. All right, yes. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what we are here for. I hope everybody is doing well this morning, okay? I saw a live with Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I already told y'all I kind of see it for Kiki. There's something very mysterious about her. I do like the fact that she is starting to tell her story and what she experienced in her life. I like a person who is very transparent and who is not afraid to tell their story and what they've been through, because that can only help another person who is going through it. Whatever you've been through, somebody else is going through that and worse. So it's always good to, if you're not afraid to speak out about it, to tell your story and be very authentic, because it can only help someone. We all are testimonies to someone else. Okay, that's how I see life. We go through things so that we can help pull someone else out of situations. Whether it's abusive, whether you've had an addiction, whether you lost a child. Like, everybody have been through those type of experiences before and don't know how to get over those things. But you know, when a person opens up and talks about those things, you never know who you help in those type of situations. Okay, so definitely use yourself as a platform to be of help to someone. So I applaud Kiki for speaking out and talking about her addiction on the show. If you guys watched the reviews for the show, I actually spoke about it in my review, where this past episode Kiki spoke out having some type of major surgery. With her having surgery, her doctors prescribed her these very strong pain medications, to where she was taking them and became addicted to those pain pills. Upon running out of those, her doctor did not see fit to refill her prescription to give her more pain pills. And as she was being addicted to those, she started like going to different family members' houses and was taking their pain medications, like without them knowing. Admitted to that she was taking people's pain medications, and she said she was take small amounts to where people would not notice that they were missing. That's just how, you know, she was addicted to these pills or whatever. Upon her coming out and telling her story transparent, Marsau, all right, who y'all know is married to Tisha, who is also related to her by marriage, decided that he would come out and say that Kiki was lying about what she talked about on the show, about her addiction and about her going to rehab and getting help and all that. My thing is this: I don't feel like that was his story to even tell. He should not have been speaking about it. For a person who is so closed off and don't want people to know about their life, I found it very strange that he would come forward and be trying to speak on and get ahead of her telling her story. That is her story. That is not his place to tell it. Now, y'all remember when they all went down to Besma and Kiki was there with her husband and all of Wanda and Tisha's family. There was something that Kiki was going to tell as it related to Marsau and his marriage with Tisha, to where Tisha started crying. It was something serious. Why she keeps saying, oh no, I never experienced any infidelity in my marriage to Marsau. Yes, you did. Because why the hell would you be on television crying when Kiki got ready to say what she was going to say? Why did Marsau get so loud and boisterous and tell her, don't you do it, don't you do it, don't you tell it? Okay? Now, I already told y'all that there was some type of clause that Marsau signed for the OWN network / with Carlos King, as to say that he would not speak about any infidelities. So, Tisha, if you never experienced infidelities, why is your husband signing a clause saying that it would not be spoke about on the show? Somebody lying. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. Okay? Yeah. Either it is or it ain't. If it walk like a damn duck, it's a duck. All right? I'm just saying. I can smell a lie when I smell it. Now, if you've done that, my thing with them is, like, you want Kiki to be so transparent about her life. You guys need to be transparent as well. You are on a reality show. What is your reality? If you went through infidelity, like I just said, speak about that, Tisha. People will see you then as being a strong black woman because you are speaking out about things that you've been through, instead of trying to hide those things and being scared to speak about it. That only makes you look weak. And you allow your husband to muzzle you, which that also makes you weak. Okay? I'm willing to bet you that she has been through several situations of infidelity. And I'm going to say allegedly, but I feel deep down in my heart that she has. So for you to try to flip the narrative and get ahead of someone else and tell their story, it seems to me that you're trying to hide some things as well. You want Kiki talking, but then you get to talking about her stuff, okay? I don't like that. So Kiki was going off on her live, and she was saying that she didn't like the way Marsau was coming at her and saying that what she was saying was a lie. She said that she was being very authentic and telling her story as to what happened to her and what she went through. I mean, I feel like, hey, I applaud her for that. I don't feel like that was his place to do that. How do you know what she went through? How do you know if she went to rehab? Kiki was saying that several members in her family can vouch for that. Her husband can vouch for the fact that she went through this situation with these painkillers. And I just felt like Marcel was just out of line with that, as he always is. He stays running his mouth about something. He stays running his mouth about something, but it's so defensive when anybody says something about him. He wants to get loud, and he wants to, try to talk everybody down and call them a liar. But sir, we've caught you in several lies, okay? We've caught Marsau in several lies. I just think that at the end of the day, he needs to fall back and allow this woman to speak and tell her story, okay? You cannot hush her up like you do Tisha. Kiki is not a weak woman like Tisha. And I think that's why Tisha is so mesmerized secretly. Because, Tisha, she's not going to really show you how she really feel about you. She's one of those sneaky types where she sits back and watch you and admire you and secretly hate on you. But then hides behind this whole I'm a boss persona. Yeah. I can't stand people like that. Because you come off as being very fake. And I can't stand women like that. Give people their props and their flowers, because then that makes you look like a hater when you can't tell somebody how well they're doing. I could applaud anybody, okay? I can sit here and applaud anybody when they're doing something good. That don't dim my light. That's just me saying from one black woman to another, hey, I applaud what you're doing. You making some moves out here, and I see you, and I applaud you for that, okay? Yeah. Fix somebody else's crown versus trying to knock it off their head. That makes you look like a straight up hater. Kiki already talked about, and I said it in several of my lives, Kiki already talked about how Tisha was such a hater when they were growing up. That she always wanted to hang around Kiki. That she would always cry because she didn't have a boyfriend and Kiki had a boyfriend. And Kiki had to go out and find somebody to hang out with Tisha and give her, find somebody for her to hang out with in terms of a boyfriend or whatever, because she was tired of being the third wheel. So it sounds like Tisha grew up with a lot of self-esteem issues, and I blame her mama for that. I done said it so many times. But back to this situation with Marsau. Like I was saying, that I don't feel like that was his story to tell. That is something that I felt was very near and dear to her, and for her to have the courage to come out and talk about it, he could have caused her to relapse, to be honest. I think that it was very big of her to go to rehab and get help for it, but he could have caused her to relapse and go back through that situation again. It takes a lot of courage to speak about something as personal as that. I feel that way. I'm sorry. They stay trying to protect their lives, and it's just, like I keep saying, I just really feel like it needs to be a shakeup on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Carlos King needs to put his foot down as it relates to the Scotts, because they are out of control, okay? Yes, they are. They're out of control. They are out of control. What else did I want to say? This clause that Marsau has with Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't feel like he should be allowed to have a clause when everyone else is forced to speak about their life and what is going on in their life, because that is the whole premise of being on a reality show, is to show your reality. I don't feel like that Marsau and Tisha are really showing their reality, okay? Like I was saying before in his clause, that whenever somebody bring up anything with infidelity, Marsau is supposed to flip the narrative and start talking about black or start talking about something else. If you saw in the last reunion where, well, I want to say the reunion prior to that, when they had Kiowa on there, and Marcel got into it with Tisha, and they were going back and forth where Tisha was saying, I don't have any infidelities in my marriage, and I don't know what you're talking about. She was going back and forth with Marcel, which is the worst thing to do, because when you piss him off, he starts talking. Marcel was saying, I know plenty of things. And Tisha was saying, do you? And he was like, yeah, I do. Like he was getting ready to tell some stuff, and it was getting to that point to where it was starting to irritate Marsau. And if y'all noticed in that particular reunion, Marsau was very quiet, you guys. Like he was very quiet. But when that exchange went on between Marcel and Tisha, Marsau got upset with Tisha and told her to shut the F up on national television, because he knew that you cannot play him when it comes to Marcel, baby. Marcel is like a female. When you piss him off, he starts talking. Okay? Look at Ariane. She acts the very same way. When you piss her off, she starts doing that talking and starts telling stuff. And that's how Marcel is. He's just like a biatch out here. He will tell the business. All right? Yeah. He told Tisha to shut the F up. He pulled her to the side I think they forgot their camera. I think they forgot they were still mic'd. He was trying to talk low, but the cameras caught it all. And he was telling her, "Now, I'm not going to tell you again to be quiet. Like, for real, Tisha, like, shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Like, stop. Don't even do this back and forth. Why are you doing this back and forth with him? Like, you should not be. Why are you?" You know, he was talking to her like that. And she was just sitting there looking like, you know, he was literally scolding her like she was one of his kids. And I was like, damn, really? He wouldn't be talking to me like that. Like, I would have cussed him, his baby teeth out, all that. Right there on the show. Like, you would not be talking to me like I'm a child. At the end of the day, it's some stuff that's out there. Well, that's not out there. That should be out there. That Marcel knows. And Tisha knows deep down as well. Tisha knows that Marsau has been stepping out. Okay? I did a live before where I told y'all about a phone call that was leaked. Where Tisha had called him when he was at the bar. Asking him where he was. He never told her where he was. Okay, she sounded like she was about to break down on the phone. We already saw her on Love and Marriage Huntsville talking to one of her friends saying that Marsau is barely ever home. And that he hardly ever does anything with her and the kids. Perfect example when he took his ass to Africa. Okay, everybody knows when you go to Africa, that's not a trip that you buy the plane ticket today and go on tomorrow. There's certain tests you got to take. You got to do some planning. So when your wife tells you, I want to go with you to Africa, and you tell her no, what's the reason behind that? The reason that he's always giving her on the show is that he's depressed. You won't go get no help for this depression, but you want to go thousands of miles away to be away from your wife. I find that to be very, very weird and very suspect. Okay? And I think myself, all the bloggers, and everybody else who have heard this story about this African trip, I think we all know that he did not go alone. So these are things, Marsau, that maybe he should be talking about versus coming for Kiki and her story and her trying to put out there what she experienced that was, I feel, was very detrimental and very embarrassing to her. He won't talk about his stuff. Talk about who was in the car with you on Love and Marriage Huntsville when you got into that accident when you supposed to be meeting the guys out in the woods while your ass is dressed up in a nice little crispy collared shirt when everybody else is dressed up in, you know, attire that they will go hunting in. Why you dressed up? Where you just coming from at night? Who drives a sports car to go to the woods? Where were you coming from? Let's talk about those things more so. My thing is, Tisha is, I don't know a woman alive that is just that's silly and dumb. To me, that's dumb as hell. To know that your husband is doing that, but for the sake of you not being alone and not being able to say that you know, lost your husband of 16 years, you want to stay and condone the bullshit. And hide behind the fact that you feel that you have a perfect marriage when you know deep down you don't. That you don't. You at home crying, you on national television crying, but you throw out that I've been married for 16 years. Yes, you have been. But talk about the indiscretions that you've been through, and maybe people wouldn't see you as being this ditzy, low self-esteem type of biatch on the show. I'm just saying. People would have more respect for Tisha if she was more authentic. She comes off as being very fake and very naive. Okay? Talk about your police reports, since you like to bring up everybody else's stuff. Talk about all of those things. Every chance she gets, she likes to throw up the fact that Marcel bought Ariana a BMW. My husband didn't buy another woman a BMW. Okay, but he took a bitch to Africa and made you stay home and fry bacon. So let's talk about that shit. I just cannot stand a person who likes to throw out other people's business, but be so muzzled when it comes to their own. I don't like that about them. It really pisses me off. Yeah. Let's talk about those things, Tisha. It's a lot of things that I could say, and I want to be monetized, so I'm really trying to watch my mouth a little bit. A lot of stuff that I could really throw out there and say, but I kind of want to watch my mouth just a little bit. But at the end of the day, I feel that it's a punk move for Marsau to be disrespectful, first of all, to women like he is. He disrespects his wife, and now he's coming for Kiki. And I don't know who Kiki's husband is or what he got going on, but he needs to stand up and speak up for his wife. I did not like the way he stood back and just watched Marsau yell at his wife when they were in Besma. And this was on camera. I watched. Her husband stood back, standing behind her, and watched Kiki sitting there yelling at another man that was yelling at her. This would have been the time for him to speak up and say, whoa, bruh. First of all, who the hell you talking to? Don't yell at my wife, okay? Don't yell at my wife. Never ever would my husband sit back and allow another man to raise his voice at me if he's in the same room with me. He gonna check that ass. And that's what a real man does, okay? I got much respect for Kiki, but I do not like to see a man sit back and allow another man disrespect his wife and he say nothing. Like, that's on period. That's on period. Now, the way I am, no, the way my mouth is set up, my husband probably wouldn't get a word in. Because if somebody else yelled at me and raised their voice at me, I'm real big on respect and you know, tone and respect. Them two. You got to watch your tone with me. If you get loud with me, yeah. You're going to turn the volume up on me. Then I'm going to be disrespectful. So, but yeah, I really felt like her husband should have stood up and said something in regards to the way Marsau was coming off and being disrespectful to her. Because, no, another man should not be coming at another female that way. But because he does that with Tisha, he feels that it's okay to do that to other women. Okay? All of them are disrespectful. All the Scott brothers are disrespectful as it relates to women. Mark, the brother that they just showed, Basement Billy, the park ranger wrangler, as I like to call his ass, that live out in the woods on his dump truck. He's disrespectful as well. Like he was just saying on this past episode. You know, I don't care if you are female. If you come at me a certain way, I'm coming at you the same way. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if you're a female. They have no respect for females. And I keep saying, who the hell raised them? And what type of bringing up did they have? Because I was just seeing where their mom's supposed to be a professor or something like that. She seems to be very prestigious in how she speaks. And, you know, she's saying, oh, I'm so proud of my boys. But who the hell raised them? Because you did not raise them to respect women. Because they are very disrespectful when it comes to women and how they treat them. They expect their women to be in this whole 1937 mindset to where whatever their man say, that's what goes. That they don't have a voice. And that's some total bullshit. I could not be with somebody like that. I could not be with someone who does not allow me to be myself and speak up. Marsau speaks over Tisha. Yes, Marsau speaks over Tisha anytime she tries to talk. In that most recent live where they were sitting in the car and Tisha was talking about how she, you know, I went to school, I went to Texas and I came back from Texas and that's when you proposed to me and I used to do this and you know, she was talking about herself and what she accomplished. And he was just shooting it down where you're a boss because I put you in a position to be a boss. Really? Your ass was working at a movie theater. So since when did you become a boss? I'm trying to figure that out. He continues to make him build himself up to make himself feel that he is more than what he really is. When at the end of the day, bitch, do you not understand that you are where you are because this woman has put her credit on so that you can look like the boss? He ain't went to no damn school. You ain't got no real credentials like that except a business license that's expired. Like, what are we doing? They kill me with that. They kill me with that. Oh my God. Like I said, and back to Kiki, I have so much respect for her because she is smart as well. Kiki was a professor at a college. I have much respect for her. I feel like I said, she needs to be on the show so that she can continue to tell her story. I would like to know more about Kiki because, like I said, it just seems that she has a lot going on in her life that would be a great fit for the show. I would like for them to switch Tiffany out for Kiki. I feel that Kiki has a story that she needs to tell. People need to hear about Kiki. I'm not feeling the storyline with Tiffany and what she got going on because she ain't telling nothing. Tiffany is just a space filler. She and her husband, Lewis. Both of their asses need to go because they're not talking about nothing on the show. You don't bring nothing to the show. Period. We don't want to hear about them going to the doctor trying to have no baby. I'm just saying. Kiki, I think that Carlos King needs to bring her on the show. I don't think she needs to be a friend of the show because she really has a story that she needs to tell. And there's some things about Marsau And Tisha, I feel that she should bring to the forefront. I really do. Because they're not going to tell it. They're not going to tell it. And Marsau is friends with Carlos King. And I don't know how he continues to do it, but Carlos King, he sees it for the Scots. He sees it for the Scots. And I don't like the way that he sat back and allowed Melody to cry on his shoulder with this situation with Marcel and then turned around and flipped it on her. I don't like the way Carlos King did that. Okay? Carlos King was said that Carlos King begged Melody to go back to Marcel after this whole situation came out to where she was getting ready to file for divorce. He begged Melody to go back to Marcel. How do you beg a woman who has been through what she's been through, where her husband has stepped out on her and could potentially given her an incurable disease and had a straight up baby on her and embarrassed her in front of the entire world? How could you sit there and tell this woman when she has cried on your shoulders to go back to that bullshit? Just for you to get ratings and just for your show to look like it's going somewhere. What type of bullshit is that? That shows me that he does not care about Melody, the person that brought the show to him in the damn beginning. I don't like that. I just do not like that. I don't like that. The audacity of him to tell this woman to go back to Marcel and continue to put up with his bullshit and be cheated on and mistreated. Just so that your show can go in the direction that it originally started. Love and Marriage Huntsville, about married couples making business moves. But then get mad because we say it's ratchet and we don't like the direction of the show. We don't like the fact that you allow people to not tell their truth, but then you allow people to be on the show and tell other people's truth. That is something I don't feel is fair. It's not fair. It's a double standard. Carlos King has favorites on this show. And that needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Or they need to put someone else over this show. And it's not just Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you guys watch Bell Collective, that show is starting to get ratchet as well. And I like Bell Collective. I like Bell Collective, but it's seeming like, and I don't have a personal problem with Carlos King, but I do have an issue with the fact that everything that he touches is starting to turn ratchet. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And you allow grown men to come on your platform and bully women. Why is that? Marsau is a bully. I'm going to say it right here. Wanda is a bully. You allow bullies to come on your platform and bully other people for a storyline and for ratings. That's not cool. That's not cool. Right, they said we haven't seen many scenes with Black. We haven't. You know why? Because ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody there. They don't really have that many customers unless the cameras are rolling. And when they did show it, it was most of the Scots and their family there. When they showed that rotund sister sitting up there sprawled out like a big ass moose on the couch. She was taking up like 2 seats. Okay? When they had her on there with Tisha and everybody else. They haven't really showed they really haven't showed Black where it was packed out like that. Now I saw live where Wanda was on live and they had some kind of event for, I want to say, Alabama A&M, something that was going on there, and they had some kind of party there where they had a bunch of people there then. But in terms of just having like a packed out place where they have customers, then I haven't seen that anytime that they've ever showed Black. When they showed Funky Dineva there, won't nobody there but Tisha and Funky Dineva and Marsau. I ain't seen nobody else there like that where I was like, oh damn, it's packed up in there. I haven't seen that. So I don't really get what their storyline is. Tisha and Marsau. What is their purpose of the show? I don't understand it. I mean, in the beginning it was the whole, the whole 6 of them, but this comeback group thing, the comeback group is no more. So now we get a fake storyline of them supposed to be building this new house where it's been 2 years now. It's so much, like I said, it's throwing a fucking brick on the land. So now we got to go through sitting watching the show of fake storylines with them steady driving up this damn mountain to divert from telling us what's really going on in their life. I feel that people would respect them more if they tell the fact that they have had infidelities and that they've worked through that and they're trying to be an example of a married couple who have worked things out and stayed together for the sake of keeping their family together and raising a strong black family. I think that people would have more respect for them if they were to be more transparent about their life. But when you get to signing clauses saying, yeah, I cheated, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to go ahead and talk about we're going to build a house. We're really not going to do that, you know. And if anybody talks about that, then I'll just start talking about my restaurant. We'll start talking about black or Schultz. Okay. We'll start talking about Schultz. Yeah, I know that we're being sued for fraud and misrepresentation, but that's what we're going to talk about. That's going to be our storyline. I mean, really? Give me a break. Give me a break. Why is Marsau and Tisha not talking about this lawsuit? Okay? Get in front of that versus talking about Kiki. Let's hear about this lawsuit, this $5 million lawsuit from Zen Garden. Why haven't we heard anything about that? Why does the bloggers and everybody else have to dig and get information about that? Why do we have to continue to do that? When you are on a platform and you can talk about it yourself. And then get upset with the bloggers and everyone else when we dig up your information and talk about it. To the point where Wanda is talking about she wanted to sue the bloggers and gonna be sending us leathers, not letters, but leathers in the mail, honey, from her attorney. Because she got so much money in her bank account, baby. So when she's ready to sue now because people have pulled up her police reports and put her on blast. So you tell everybody else's business, but then when we talk about your business, now you're ready to run and get an attorney to try to hush people up and do a whole cease and desist. Yeah. She said she is sending out leathers to the bloggers. Okay. Yeah, because we're talking about her. And we're putting stuff out about her and Tisha and her police reports. She said, I don't care. I don't really care. But I'm suing the bloggers because y'all continue to talk about me and pulling my police reports and doing this and doing that when y'all don't know how many people I've sued. I've sued a lot of people. Really, Wanda? Okay. I guess we'll be sitting back waiting on our leathers to get there. Yeah. I guess we'll wait on our leathers. When will it get here? Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. I have a few attorneys in my family. Okay? Yeah. Just FYI. I ain't got no worries. I know my rights. I know what I can say. I have freedom of speech. As long as I don't lie on you. Police reports is public information. If you go to jail for having sticky fingers, I can talk about it. Okay? Go to the courthouse and see don't they post that shit up and say that you've been arrested. It's public information. I can go on my internet and pull it up. So thank you for your leather. It's probably fake leather. But thank you for your leather. Your pleather leather. Thank you, Wanda. And anybody else. Ain't nobody worrying about that shit. It's all in an effort to try to pipe somebody down so that they don't tell your business while you tell everybody else's business. While you talking about Melody and her kids and who their daddy is and may not be, as if your ass was in the room holding a flashlight, honey, when she was throwing it back making a baby. Yeah. Yes, Wanda. That's what I cannot stand about their asses. That's why there needs to be a shakeup on the show. Wanda needs to go. I would really like to see Marsau and Tisha go because I don't see the purpose of them being on the show. Honestly, I really don't. I really don't. Season after season, y'all have shown us nothing and continue to show us nothing. So at the end of the day, yes, their asses can go and take your leathers with you. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is pretty much what I wanted to talk about this morning. I do not like the way that Marsau came at Kiki when she, like I said, was trying to tell her story about this whole prescription med situation. I feel like he was trying to bully her. I feel like he was trying to control the narrative for him to say that she was lying about that. I don't think that she would get on national television and lie about taking some prescription drugs, and even going as far as saying that she stole prescription drugs from somebody. Who wants to be known as that? Who wants to be known as taking somebody's medication without them knowing? Like, I feel like she was being very authentic about that. But I feel like she didn't tell the story the way he wanted her to tell it, or as much as he wanted her to tell. So then he wants to try to get ahead of her and force her into saying something maybe that she didn't want to say. Thank you, Miss Dolores, for your super chat. That's what I feel. You cannot control what somebody else say no more than anybody else can force you to get on national television and tell about the legion of hoes that you got in your closet. And yes, I said legion. Marcel said it was 20. I'm willing to bet it's more than that. Even though we know that's his favorite number, 20. He probably can't count past 20, but yeah. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. But that's all I had this morning. I wanted to get on here, honey, and fuss a little bit and read a little bit and call some folk out a little bit and drag just a little bit, okay? Give you guys a nice little morning Car Chronicle chat, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Please go ahead and like the video. Thank you guys for the super chat. Thank you for the likes, and also for those of you that did not subscribe. I'm sounding like Wanda this morning. I'm talking about Wanda now. I'm talking like her ass. For those of you who have not subscribed, thank you, Aunt Ann, for being in the building this morning, ma'am, and any other content creators. I really haven't been able to see who's been coming in and out because I've trying to been watching the road because it's raining here. But any other content creators in the building, thank you guys for being here. Thank you to all of my moderators for working so hard and keeping the trolling down, okay? I love you guys that way. Love you down, honey. And we will be back tomorrow with more Car Chronicles, okay? You guys have a great day. Enjoy your day, and we will talk later. And goodbye.